Thanks, Raji. Welcome, DG. Welcome, Sujata ma'am. Members of the club, teachers, principals, and everybody else who helped us reach where we are today. It's been a long journey, a journey that started almost 2 years ago in conceptualizing what we see today as what we call the joy of sound. Started with a set of projects that Rotary Club of Chennai Kilpauk was doing, which was giving away hearing aids to the less public that could not really afford it, for the children and even for the older people. In that process, what we identified was that giving away devices was not good enough. There were challenges of battery, there were challenges of use, there were challenges of resell. There were challenges of, the biggest one was that if the child was not identified at the ideal age of 3 years or close, the utility of a hearing device continued to decline very significantly as the age increased. And at 5 or 7, it became useless thereafter. Am I right? Almost so. So that got us thinking on how to do this, and that's where this conceptualization of building something that was unique and that was long lasting came about. And Ravi and myself went around speaking to various schools, and one of them was the MGR School for the Hearing Impaired. And then we spoke with various people. Lata put me on to somebody in Pune, and I spoke to him, very detailed. And in the end, we came out to understanding that the true need was building digital content to keep up with the times of education delivery. And education delivery in the normal schools was taking a different shape with the implementation of smart classes, and the content was coming up as very expensive content from schools, from companies like EduCorp and even HCL Education and Learning, etc. But all this was absolutely useless, right? And I think my biggest learning was when I went up to MGR school and I saw that screen on the left, and that's what true representation of the challenge of teaching the hearing impaired involved. And I think that was the true eye-opener of what impact you can bring in digitizing the content in education medium for the hearing impaired. And just to tell you, DG sir, what you see on the wall on the blackboard left is a set of images, small images of various things, a very common thing, as simple as a tiger, a lion, a bird, and there is a word written next to it in the Tamil language that defines what that picture is. And the education of the hearing impaired was identification of the photo with the word, not as a character or a letter, but more of as an image that the child recorded. And that became one of my greatest learnings, that actually Ravi and I thereafter drove this project. And over a 6-month period, we designed a program that we then shot off to the foundation, and we got help with Strathcona Sunrise becoming a partner, becoming our, they've always been a very, very long-term partner with us, helping us in various projects. Hari has a very close working relationship with Chip Ross at that club, and I think we've done a lot of projects with them over the years. But I think they came forward and understood the need, and we brought together a truly game-changing process. And this couldn't have been done without the collaboration with the schools, and we selected 2 schools. And the first 2 schools that we came across was MGR and the Mary Clubwala Jadhav School for the Hearing Impaired in Ananagar. And as we went about, and then we found a magician in this whole system, which I call Saraswati Madam, right? And I think this would have been absolutely impossible without the magical hand that she brought and her experience and learnings in bringing this product to where it is today. And I think absolutely amazing bit of contribution and dedication of somebody you can find in this field of education. Unflinching dedication, commitment to the purpose she believes in so dearly, and very long extended working hours in making this happen. And thank you, ma'am. I think this goes to your credit, absolutely, and your name would go down in each and every slide, in each and every deck. I've promised that to Lata, made a request and said, please make sure Saraswati ma'am's name is in every deck, and I said I'll assure that, right? So that's where we got on, and we actually realized 2 schools were not good enough for us in the amount of work we had. We included a 3rd school, and the Little Flower Convent came about, and Sister Jessie there was a very great influencer in how her school contributed towards some amazingly beautiful content for the lower classes. It is a masterpiece in the way the LFC team has developed content, I must say. But yes, I'm given to understand that that is easier because it's a lower class, right? It is lesser amount of content for each class. As you move each class up, the challenge becomes extremely grave. And not only the complexity of the subject matter, but the way you deliver that education becomes so much more complex and challenging. And therefore, the ability of the teacher in the very little time she has becomes so much more difficult.